Hello, everyone. Okay, we're here for TimePro Sprint Review 324, and we're looking at the forecast for 325. So let's dive in. Okay, so here we go with the review and retro. So the main sprint goal for this sprint was to upgrade from Angular 12 to 13, which was done, which is great. Another big step. We're also able to get Angular 14 done, so I'll get into that after. With us, we have Mike, our product owner, JK, and Adam, and also Callum. Hi, Callum. So moving down, I was the sole developer on this sprint. And we just had two items
Did you
here, both.
did you get any assistance from anyone else during the sprint?
No, I didn't. Whereas in previous sprints on these upgrades, I have reached out a bit.
Yep.
Kind of hit a bit of a flow here, and especially, and I did mention this in the last sprint review, so I'll just make a note of it quickly that I started really using uh, AI assisted programming for these upgrades, and it has made a lot of sense. Yeah, shout out to Callum as well there. Cool. So 13 and 14 were done this sprint, which is great. We haven't seen much of a change, which isn't surprising to a lot of the analytics. So timesheet usage has stayed stable. We've got a nice burn down here. And yeah, because we haven't been releasing, because these major upgrades need to be tested properly, and we'll be doing that in one big go, we'll see the same analytics if we look here. But if anyone's watching this video and would like to pause and have a look, they can see. Okay, yep, the last deployment, as mentioned, was quite a while ago, and we have likely very stable analytics there as well. So the state of the epics, you'll see Angular 10 to Angular 18, a bit of progress was made there. So we're getting through that. A lot of the issues related to this one are whether we wanted to remove Kendo elements, which may or may not be done. So about half of these are the actual upgrades to Angular. And just to point out that we are only planning to go up to Angular 17 with this series of updates.
And why is
And
that?
as the reason for that is because the Kendo packages, and as discussed in previous sprint reviews,
Yes.
the Kendo packages will only let us go up to 17 before we make a bigger decision about which way we want to go with our
Right.
UI
So Sam, as far as I
libraries. Then,
understood, that was
yeah,
the decision at that moment because that's what you were constrained with. But we've had many weeks to send them an email and ask them, can they extend that so we could sort that out. But
yeah,
so just give me a call and we will send an email to them and you'll be upgraded to the latest one.
yeah, cool. Yeah,
Okay.
well, that may very well be the path we take then. Yeah, so sprint retrospective, really simple here. Like we got to 14, and we're almost there in terms of getting to version 17, which is our current goal. But yeah, we could definitely look beyond that. And also in discussion with Mike, it was just good to see that the estimates were accurate for this sprint and that we hit them. So not too much to say in terms of what didn't go well, and what improvements to make to next sprint, because it was just me working on it. And as mentioned earlier with Adam, this sprint went quite smoothly after all of the feedback on the last sprints. So I'll kick on. Here's
Hold on.
just a bit of a note. Yeah.
Are you now staying the planning or what? Are you doing something
No,
else?
just something else. I just wanted to demonstrate here. This is just a bit of an overview. This is kind of feedback we can get from these upgrades. We're seeing the vulnerabilities go down. So this is 13 on the left here, 13 vulnerabilities found, which is, I think it was like in the hundreds or something like that when we started this process.
Right.
Gone from 13 down to 9, still one critical one. But because I haven't looked ahead, but I'm trusting that these will continue to go down, especially since we should be able to get to node 20 by Angular 17, which is great. That'll give us a much more modern setup here. So yeah, I'm about to kick on to forecasting.
Can I just check if anybody else wants to make a comment? No? Okay. I'll just make a couple of comments. Just when you're scrolling down, Sam, it's just easy if you get to a section, pause for a sec, and then say something and then continue down. In terms of the progress, that's pretty awesome, and I'm glad that you're using AI. Could you scroll up to the AI section?
Yep.
Yeah, so use Yak Shaver, ChatGPT. What are you using VS Code?
Yeah.
And are you using Claude or anything inside there? All right.
And what model
In
in GPT are you using 4 Mini or
is it
3.0?
Yeah, I'm using Claude Sonnet 3.7. Is that the right way
Right.
to say VS Code?
Do you prefer
No,
that
it's
over
just
4?
Copilot.
Did you
I
try 4.0?
haven't. No, I have not tried 4.0. Do you suspect they would feel much different?
I think 4 is better than 3.7.
Agreed.
But I also thought 3.5 was better than 3.7. So there could be a personal preference there. I'd just give it a go and see what you think.
Yeah, sweet, perfect. I'll switch to 4 for this one, and then should be able to
Okay.
feel the difference.
Are you sending any yak shaves to other people, or are you sending these yak shaves to yourself?
I haven't had to do any yak shaves this sprint. I haven't hit any
Okay.
bugs
So
that
you
have
have to use
required
Yak
it. So,
Shaver.
But you have used yak shaver in this sprint.
oh, sorry. Yeah, that's yeah.
So you
I
didn't
haven't.
include what you had used, but you include things you haven't used. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Now, by the
yeah.
way, when you discover new stuff,
Mm.
ideally call another dev over, like Eli or JK or whatever, and then yak shave it to yourself. So you're working on something new that you've discovered while you're doing this upgrade. It's very unusual to see just a simple upgrade like that. That happens, but maybe you wanted to increase the playwright tests or something. Are you running any playwright tests?
I'm not. No.
Are you running any tests?
I'm running whatever tests are there. I've been writing any new ones. I've just been
Okay.
fixing the ones that are there. Yeah.
Okay. So when the tests fail, you just fix them.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least for now. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. The other thing I would definitely like you to do in the next sprint is to check the rules to better Angular upgrade, just especially with the stuff you're improving with AI, because they should have a little, I don't know, maybe a little gray box. You can you can do this part using AI, and just give a couple of examples or a screenshot or something to give you a bit of an idea. The other thing is you are upgrading TimePro to Angular 17. This has already been done in Sugarloon, so you should be able to look over there to just see if they're doing it the same way or different or better or worse. If it's worse, that they need to fix it to be like TimePro, then make a yak shave to the Sugarloon team. Please fix this to be like this in TimePro, because the way I've done it is better than that. And the last thing, are you using Mediator at all?
Yeah, I haven't been. Do we use Mediator? It's been that long, basically, since I've jumped onto.
You're looking at the code base, aren't you?
Yeah, so it's all front end changes that I'm
Right. So you're
I'm
not
doing
even
at the
touching the
moment.
back end.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Continue.
Two
But I
things
do-
on that.
do it another- yeah.
Callum has 1L, and it should
Oh,
be
apologies.
Claude Sonnet 4.0.
Right. Cheers. Cool. Cool. All right. Great. So moving on to the forecast for 325. So yeah, the sprint goal here is to jump a few versions, go all the way up to 17. I think this should be doable because anecdotally I've heard from other SSWers that going up to 14 is more difficult than continuing from 14 and above. So I have got those PBRs here all listed as 4s. It may be optimistic or it may be right on target. So we're just going to give it a crack. And I might even time box maybe half a day to see if I can't do all 3 in one PR if possible. And if that's done quickly, those story points should also allow for some time to actually do the user testing that we want to do. As Adam suggested in a previous sprint, we should do it all in one go if we can.
Yes.
Luckily, we haven't been hitting any critical bugs, which have meant that this has been complicated. So we're going to keep on going, pushing, see if we can get there like that, and that will save heaps of time. but I have, of course, been testing myself and fixing
Right.
styling issues and stuff as I've been going. It's more the JavaScript side of things and whether the forms behave as expected that I'm curious about. But yeah, hopefully it'll all be good.
So let's try to get this to the latest version of Angular, if we can get over the the email to Kendo.
Yeah, well, yeah, I will make a note here to add that as a step.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a quick call. We'll do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Just to check about latest Kendo. And then it would be great if we could spend another sprint after this to get to that next phase, and that could be quite doable.
Okay.
Cool.
But we really, really want to, as soon as you can, put this in production,
Yep.
so that you're not like, it's been a long time since deployment. We usually don't go this long without deploying and in production.
No, we don't want tech debt on our tech debt.
And if you put it in prod, Sam, make sure you check with me, because I'm pretty connected to the other account managers and where they're at in their billing cycle. So we generally want to do it later in the week, just in case people are doing billing.
Yeah. Start just writing notes to myself off screen. Sorry, everyone.
And I would probably do a daily scrum with JK, just just if it's going to help you, know what to do next. Yeah. I don't want to tell you to deploy to production if that's the wrong approach, but it's good to talk to another dev.
Yeah, for sure. I'm yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
No worries.
Yeah, and I think we also need to look into modernizing the continuous integration, because the current one is still on legacy Windows built machine.
Can I address that question by Adam? You know about this accreditation. I know it's a separate subject, but I'm going to bring it back to here and I'll make it relevant. Is this accreditation, we thought we needed 2 clients, but it appears it has 2 parts and we need 3 clients. Now, I don't have a 3rd client, and someone suggested we use TimePro and take that to the cloud and use that as our 3rd client.
Yes, that's possible, but I think that's not part of this.
No, it isn't. I just thought I'd raise it, just put it in the back of your mind. I'll talk to you about that separately with Rick and probably Ben at some other time, but I thought I'd just raise it whilst it's topical, because yeah.
All right, cool.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks, all right, guys. Everyone. That'll do it for this week. Thanks everyone for your time and comments. And yep, as always, I'll be uploading this video onto the YouTube channel.
All right.
Thanks all. Have a good one.
See you. Bye.
Thank you.
See you guys.